Imagine you're in a happy relationship where everything seems perfect. You laugh together, share your dreams, and feel invincible as a team. But then, out of nowhere, cracks begin to show. Misunderstandings grow, trust fades, and in just 7 days, the connection you once cherished falls apart. What happened? Could the silent cause of this heartbreak be something as simple as ignoring Stoic principles? What if the key to maintaining harmony wasn't in grand gestures or words, but in mastering the art of emotional balance and perspective? Today, we're going to unravel how neglecting Stoicism can subtly, yet powerfully, dismantle a relationship in just 1 week. More importantly, we'll explore how embracing its wisdom can not only save your relationship, but also make it thrive. Stay with me, because the insights we'll uncover might just change how you approach love forever. Stoicism, at its core, is a philosophy that teaches us emotional resilience and rational thinking. It's about understanding what we can control, letting go of what we cannot, and approaching life with clarity and composure. While it may seem like an ancient idea, its relevance to modern relationships is undeniable. In today's fast-paced world, where emotions often run high and misunderstandings are just a text away, Stoic principles can serve as the glue that holds relationships together. Concepts like self-control, empathy, and focusing on solutions rather than problems can create a foundation of trust and mutual respect. In this video, we'll explore how ignoring these principles can lead to the unraveling of even the strongest bonds. From petty conflicts to major misunderstandings, the absence of Stoic wisdom can set the stage for unnecessary tension and ultimately, a breakup. Let's dive into how these timeless teachings can help us navigate the complex dynamics of love and connection. It's day 1, and a seemingly harmless conversation takes a wrong turn. Perhaps it's a comment about a forgotten errand or a tone that feels off. Before you know it, a small disagreement spirals into a heated argument. Why? Because both of you are reacting emotionally rather than responding thoughtfully. In moments like these, Stoicism reminds us of the importance of mindfulness. Without it, emotions take the wheel, driving our words and actions in directions we often regret. A harsh word spoken in anger can cut deeper than intended, leaving scars that linger. The solution lies in the Stoic practice of pausing before reacting. Imagine hitting a mental pause button. Take a breath. Reflect. Ask yourself, is this worth the argument? Will my response resolve the issue or escalate it? By choosing to pause, you reclaim control over your emotions, allowing you to respond with clarity and compassion rather than impulsive frustration. Day 2 arrives, and the echoes of yesterday's argument haven't faded. Silence replaces conversation, and resentment quietly takes root. Both partners replay the conflict in their minds, each holding onto their own perspective, their own sense of being wronged. Stoicism offers a profound insight here. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, emphasized the importance of forgiveness and understanding others' perspectives. He wrote, "Whenever someone has done wrong by you, immediately consider what notion of good or evil they had in doing it. In other words, try to see the world through their eyes, understand their intentions, even if their actions hurt you." One powerful way to practice this is through journaling. At the end of the day, take a moment to write down your emotions, the triggers behind them, and how you responded. Reflect on whether your reaction aligned with your values. Journaling not only helps you process your feelings, but also reveals patterns that might otherwise go unnoticed. By facing these emotions on paper, you can let go of grudges and approach your partner with a clearer, more compassionate mindset. By day 3, the air between you feels heavier. One partner feels unheard, their emotions dismissed or overlooked. The subtle but sharp sting of feeling undervalued begins to settle in, creating a widening gap in the relationship. This is where Stoicism provides a profound lesson through Seneca's teachings. He reminds us to cultivate empathy by putting ourselves in others' shoes. He wrote, "Understand that other people's thoughts and actions are the product of their own experiences, not yours." Empathy bridges the divide by allowing us to see beyond our perspective and connect with the feelings and needs of our partner. A practical Stoic exercise here is active listening. When your partner speaks, truly listen, not just to respond, but to understand. Maintain eye contact, acknowledge their feelings without judgment, and reflect back what they've shared to ensure clarity. Ask yourself, what is my partner really trying to convey? How would I feel in their position? This simple yet powerful act of listening transforms communication into connection, showing your partner that their voice matters and their emotions are valid. It's a step toward rebuilding trust and unity. Day 4 marks the turning point where frustration turns into the blame game. Fingers are pointed, and instead of addressing the root of the problem, both partners shift responsibility onto each other. The conversation becomes a battlefield of "your fault," and "if only you had done this," pushing resolution further out of reach. Epictetus offers a timeless reminder here. We cannot control others. We can only control our own actions and responses. Blaming others is not only futile, it also distracts us from the one thing we can change, ourselves. The solution lies in redirecting energy from criticism to self-improvement. Reflect on your role in the conflict. Ask yourself, what could I have done differently? How can I contribute to a solution rather than fuel the problem? Acknowledge your mistakes, and instead of demanding change from your partner, demonstrate it through your actions. When both partners focus on their own growth rather than each other's flaws, the dynamic shifts. Accountability replaces defensiveness, creating a space where resolution and understanding can flourish. Day 5 erupts with an emotional outburst. A heated argument escalates, and before either partner realizes it, hurtful words are exchanged, words that cut deep and can't be taken back. The aftermath leaves a painful silence, a chasm of regret and emotional wounds that may take much longer to heal. Stoicism offers a clear warning through the words of Seneca. Anger is like a temporary madness. It must be controlled before it controls you. Anger clouds judgment, making us act impulsively and say things we don't mean. The key is mastering anger before it takes the reins. 2 Stoic techniques can help here. The first is breath control. In moments of rising tension, pause and take a slow, deep breath. Count to 4 as you inhale, hold for 4, and exhale for 6. This simple act calms your physiological response, giving you a chance to regain control. The second technique is mental reframing. Ask yourself, what will this argument mean tomorrow? A week from now? A year from now? Shifting your perspective can help de-escalate the situation, allowing you to respond with calm and reason rather than emotional impulse. Through these practices, you can diffuse anger before it spirals, preserving the bond rather than damaging it further. By day 6, silence has taken over. One partner, overwhelmed by the strain of unresolved conflicts, withdraws emotionally. The silent treatment, intended perhaps as self-protection, only deepens the rift. The lack of communication leaves both feeling isolated and misunderstood, with the wounds of the relationship festering in the absence of connection. Stoicism reminds us that isolation is not the answer. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "We are made for cooperation, like feet, like hands, like eyelids." True courage lies not in retreating, but in stepping forward with vulnerability and a willingness to heal through communication. The solution begins with initiating a calm and open dialogue. Approach your partner with empathy, not accusations. Start with, "I feel like we've grown distant. Can we talk about what's been bothering us?" Create a safe space where both can express themselves without fear of judgment or retaliation. Remember, silence may feel easier in the moment, but it only postpones the inevitable. Communication, no matter how difficult, is the bridge back to understanding and connection. By choosing to speak with patience and honesty, you take a vital step toward rebuilding the partnership. Day 7 arrives and the damage is done. Misunderstandings that could have been corrected early on have now snowballed into irreparable damage. Words have been exchanged that can't be taken back. Emotions have been shattered, and the relationship seems beyond repair. Regret begins to seep in as both partners reflect on the choices they made over the past week. What could have been done differently? Stoicism offers a powerful insight here. Regret often follows neglect of our principles. Had we applied the wisdom of Stoic teachings, such as emotional restraint, empathy, and communication, perhaps this would not have been the end. In hindsight, recognizing and applying Stoic principles could have prevented this. If we had paused before reacting, practiced forgiveness, listened actively, and focused on self-improvement, the conflict would have been resolved earlier, without escalating to this point. Stoicism teaches us to manage our responses, not just to the external world, but also to the inner turmoil that fuels conflict. Looking back on the events of this week, it's clear that each day's struggles were avoidable with Stoic wisdom. Had we embraced the core principles of Stoicism, emotional control, understanding, forgiveness, and communication, we would have been equipped to navigate the challenges with grace and insight. Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it's a guide for creating deeper, healthier relationships. It teaches us how to show up as our best selves, how to respond with calm and clarity instead of chaos, and how to build connections based on mutual respect and understanding. So, take a moment and think about how these principles can improve your own relationships. Start applying them today and watch how they transform your interactions. The wisdom of Stoicism isn't just an ancient practice, it's a timeless tool for cultivating lasting love and connection.